Hello, hi again. Yes, today I wanted to share with you a bit about all the streaming companies that are available in town. Of course, you got the leader, which is Netflix. Then you have Amazon. Of course, Amazon is got a basket of business, and Amazon Prime is one of them. Then, of course, you got Disney, which is also have a basket of business, which is the the park and of course real estates, as well as the streaming, and of course they own ESPN as well. The streaming company, they have Hulu, which is Hulu, as well as Disney Plus. Then of course you got Paramount Plus, and also Apple TV. And take note that I particularly like this company called Paramount. I know many YouTubers has been promoting Disney as Disney now trading at about $81 at 52-week low, and even lower than the 2019 before the crisis. So if you look at the share chart, right, just let me show you. So basically what it means is if you bought Disney way back in 2014, actually as low as 2014, you would basically have not earned a single cent or anything, since 2014 until 10 years later. So this has been the kind of like the very sarcastic way of saying that, basically you earn nothing, for the last 10 years for Disney. Of course, the streaming business is going through consolidation now, especially there are all this licensing agreement with cable TV. The chances of them slowly revoking their media content and all that to cable TV and stream them in all these streaming services are heading towards this direction. As you can see, recently Disney had an issue with crash with this cable TV company called Charter, whereby Charter basically is not paying for the ESPN sports channel to Disney, which Disney owns, for their licensing fee. So Disney basically cuts off all those the channels. It's something like our Malaysian Astro. So it's actually cable TV looks like it's going to be a sunset business, whereby there will be a major content shift to streaming, even in sports right now, which is kind of currently happening. Of course, there are some very interesting speculative company like Endeavour, which owns the Endeavour company that owns the Endeavour owns WWF is one of them, and he also owns the UFC. So this is one company that is quite interesting because they are definitely looking to license their content and pick either one or a couple streaming company, and next time you will start to slowly see sports in streaming media contents already, which you are already. You can see American US football in Amazon Prime, if I'm not mistaken, and NBA basketball on Apple TV. So the direction is definitely there, and then Disney is definitely looking to shift towards this direction. But they need to slowly reduce their exposure with all those cable TV operators and redirect as well. And of course, as you know, Disney is in talks with Amazon right now to license to Amazon their content for sports which they have under ESPN. So basically, there will be a few major players. But for me, I'm actually looking at Paramount Global. It has a market share of like 9.2 billion right now. Remember that Amazon actually took over MGM, which also have around 2,000 over content, and similar to Paramount. the purchase was about 10 over billion, which was way back in 2020 during the financial crisis. So I believe that Paramount Global, and it's also being purchased by Warren Buffett. Of course, the interesting news is you will see that Warren Buffett is very bearish when he talks about streaming business. But I think there's something that he knows, and it looks like it's going to be an M&A play. So I'll just show you clips of the video here.
Company is disappointed on recent quarterly earnings reports and just this week slashed its dividend by 80%. How do you see the streaming wars evolving, and do you still have conviction in your investment thesis? Is your investment thesis based on the company being an acquisition target or based on its fundamentals?
Yeah, and how would you like to manage my money for nothing? We are not in the business of giving stock advice to people, and people who don't know anything about stocks can make a lot of money doing that. And we don't think it's something we should give away. But I will say this, it's not good news when any company passes a dividend or cuts its dividend dramatically. And the streaming business is extremely interesting to watch because there's people love to use their eyeballs watching, being entertained on a screen in front of them or a phone or whatever it may be. But there's a lot of companies doing it, and you need fewer companies or you need higher prices. And well, you need higher prices or it doesn't work. And you don't lock in people when you get them to join up for the streaming period when your serial runs. I mean, you keep them on for a while, but you can't lock them up. And we'll see what happens. I mean, I had a gasoline station when I was 21 or 22, and it's about 4 or 5 miles from here. And we had one competitor, and he determined our profit because we looked at his price every day, and if we cut the price, he'd match it, and we couldn't raise the price. And he did twice the gallonage, so he won. And there's just basic business problems that you see with certain industries that you don't see with the other. Disney was unique in its animated, what it offered, in the 30s and 40s, and they wrote the stuff off at the first showing, and then they rejuvenated Snow White and put all these other people every 7 years, and that was fine. But this is a different world, and the eyeballs aren't going to increase dramatically, and the time they can spend it's not going to increase dramatically, and you got a bunch of companies that don't want to quit, and who knows what pricing does under that. But anybody tells you what they know what pricing will do in the future is kidding themselves. Charlie's had a lot of experience, incidentally, with Hollywood. I mean, he used to, before I even met him.
I think the movie business is one tough business.
Yeah.
That's my view.
The talent will make the money, the agents will make the money, and if you've got a theater, the theaters are now doing 70% of the business that they did before the pandemic. And big hits, you have enormous grosses, but you can't reduce the supply. People have only got so many hours in the day. They've only got 2 eyeballs, and they got more choice than ever before. And they've got stuff that's cheaper that offers them the same experience, and some of them like the experience, particularly the big hits of going. But it isn't like you could double the number of people or double the eyeballs or anything like that. And you've got a lot of people. The talent will always get paid. And when you essentially are packaging that talent one way or another, and you need to get higher prices, and you've got a lot of strong companies that don't want to quit, that's an interesting equation.
Hey, if you think the movies are tough, try to invest in a New York show on a conventional stage. There they think it's a breach of faith in that business to let the person who put up the money ever get any money back.
Yeah, well, Charlie saw a lot of that, actually.
I don't like those businesses.
Tell him what happened on Cleopatra, Charlie. It's a business that everybody's tempted to. They love the idea of going in it, and they get a certain amount of psychic income. But
Yeah, so I'll put the link up for you in the video for you to see. But basically, I believe the cheapest streaming companies right now it looks like it's definitely Paramount. It's even trading at 10% lower than what Amazon bought MGM for. And then Warren Buffett is buying it, and I believe the M&A play is Apple TV might just acquire Paramount company to include all the contents into their company. So it will consolidate further with only a few players: Apple TV, Amazon Prime, and Netflix. So yeah, hope you like the video for today. Thank you very much.